Hey y'all, I hope y'all have had a great day. I really do. So I just want to talk a little Dawn, a little Candace, a little Grandus. Um, so I was listening, I don't even remember where I was listening to this at, but Dawn popped on for a minute and he was expressing that he had like all kinds of anxiety. He was like very depressed. He was going through a whole lot, said Candace is. And, oh, I think it was on Benny Keys actually. But Penny said, well, have you thought about getting some, psychiatric help if you're having that hard of a time? And he said, well, we are getting counseling that they have people coming to the house. Now, I think that thinking back on this after Don being arrested today, I'm sure he was having some high anxieties last night at the thought of possibly being in jail today, which is going to leave, Candus and Grandus on their own. But I do want to say that that they did say that if he completed a rehab program while he's incarcerated, that he may be able to be released early with probation. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Excuse me. In my opinion, thinking about all the situation that's surrounding them right now, it seems to me that they should bring Candace in and apply a little pressure at this time. There is so much missing time, so many things that she can't explain. They stick to that script. We got home, planted flowers, washed our hands, got a piece of candy, went in the house, went in the basement, gone. I mean, and they haven't been able to elaborate beyond that at all. And, I'm sorry, like whether you're good at times or anything like that, you still know what you did that day. And there are literally hours unaccounted for. And it makes me feel like they know something. Even if she said, hey, I took a nap, I woke up and she was gone, that would make more sense than this story that they've been feeding us for almost 8 months now. I mean, do you agree? I don't know. I just think that this would be the time to pull Grandis in. Grandis hasn't spoken. Pull Grandis and Candace in different rooms and go at them. They've had plenty of time to sit around and get their stories on the same page. But, I don't know. Now's the time to do it, in my opinion. I just think she knows something. And, by not telling what happened, that's the same as lying. If you just don't tell what you know, it's the same thing as lying. It just is. And do y'all remember in the video I put out the other day, Jody Sue said that she knew that Dawn was given permission to leave his house the day Summer went missing, and she knew where he went, but she wasn't going to tell us. Okay, well, I heard on another channel, I believe it was Voices Behind the Wall, if I'm not mistaken. She said that Dawn told her that he went to Frank Light's house. Frank Light. Now, there's several of them. So I don't know which one he went to see, but that's kind of a strange person to want to go talk to right after your daughter comes up missing, allegedly. We know the oldest one was the one putting together all the oxycodone and the cocaine and that big bust that happened, that he did prison time on. So why would he be going there? His son, we don't know which Frank Light it is. But we do know that they're all involved in drugs and criminal activity. So I just find it a bit odd that he would want to go straight there from his house. The police are still up there looking, and I kind of find it hard to believe that the police would even let him leave the hill. You know what I'm saying? But allegedly, he left the hill. Allegedly, he went and saw Frank Light. Kind of strange. Also, we heard the rumor that Dawn gave Andy money, and that's Jody Sue's Andy. They say he's a local weed dealer. That's not entirely true. Yes, he sold weed, but he's got other charges on him. His name is actually George A. Bernard. He was charged with maintained dwelling, severity level 1. I had to look up what the meanings were in the state of Tennessee. Now, Schedule 1 is the most dangerous, high risk of addiction. Okay, I had to look up, it includes LSD, heroin, and mescaline. Okay, now I had to look that up because I didn't know what that was. It's actually like hallucinogenics, like LSD. And then he was charged with a Schedule 6, which is marijuana. Okay, but it was 10 to 70 pounds of marijuana. So that's not recreational use. That is a lot of marijuana. That's intent to sell. And the other one is to maintain a dwelling to sell. So he's a drug dealer for sure. Well, maybe he's not now. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. So I just thought I wanted to put that out there just so that you kind of knew who Jody Sue was involved with, and she's not quite as innocent, in my opinion, as she likes to act. I think the people on Ben Hill know more about Summer's disappearance than they're letting on, than they're willing to tell. And that includes Jody Sue. Now, I realize that Jody Sue is traumatized by domestic violence. I mean, as I've told y'all in the past, I have been through some of the worst domestic violence myself. So I have compassion for that. I've been there, done that. I know what that does to you. And what it does to your kids. And her kids were raised in that. So, but I feel like for some reason, even though she's not in the area anymore, she still protects those people, including Andy, and covers up things that have happened in that area that she knows about. I just think that. I think there's a lot more people that know what happened to Summer than it's like everybody's got something on everybody else. So nobody's going to talk. Because if you do, you're going to get in trouble too. You know what I mean? So, okay, let's go back to Dawn and Candus and Grandus for a minute. I'm sorry I got off track. So, I have done background searches on Candus and Dawn, and on neither one of their records does it say that they're married. She's still Candace Bly as far as I can find. Dawn is only showing the one marriage, which is Pam. But there's no evidence that I can find that they're actually married. So, I mean, that's not really important. But it has been like a topic of conversation. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. And something, okay, two things I want to address. One is, we haven't heard about any kind of forensics being done on the vehicles. Okay, in my opinion, that should have been one of the first things that happened. They should have confiscated the vehicles, even Dawn's, the red Subaru, the white truck, Grandus's truck, all of them, and combed for any evidence at all. And I don't know if it can be done now. I mean, well, it could be done now. I was watching a Forensic Files the other day, and they actually, years later, the vehicle had been sold that was in a hit and run, and they actually found evidence linking that vehicle back to its previous owner and the person that ended up dying. So, I mean, it's not a waste of time to do that now. I mean, just one hair, forensics is crazy nowadays. They can find all kinds of things with forensics. So I don't understand why they never did that. It's confusing to me. And not only that, why would they let Grandus take her vehicle out of state for months? For months. It makes it just blows my mind because, well, now I pointed out the other day, like I noticed in comparing to like an original aerial view of her truck and one of the drone footage that I don't know who did it. It was the Summer Wells page, whoever did the drone footage there. I compared those two, and the tailgate is different on both vehicles. So I don't know if just the tailgate was replaced, which, I mentioned maybe an accident or something like that. Who knows? But is it a whole new vehicle too? I mean, maybe she went and got one that's just the same. I have one similar to that, so they're out there. I don't know. I know that's like a little bit far-fetched, but I'm just saying, why didn't they confiscate these vehicles and comb it for anything pertaining to Summer? I mean, this child just disappeared off the face of the earth, and here we are almost 8 months later, and we don't have any answers. I mean, wouldn't that be a good place to go back and start again? And maybe they did, but I didn't hear anything about it. It's just something that's kind of been on my mind a little bit, And there's one other thing that's kind of been irking me a little. Okay, we've heard many people say that they are aware that Dawn and Candus have several phones each, at least a couple. Okay, well, when the police were there, they did confiscate their phone. But then a month later, she's given the interview with Chris Madonna, and she mentions that she still has the phone that proves Hunter made TikToks. And he actually questioned her about that, and she goes, oh, I'm going to go turn it in. I just had something to do. Okay. Well, I always thought that Hunter was kind of BSing about, picking up her phone and reading the text, it's done, whatever, all that, right? It just kind of sounded a little bit far-fetched, a little bit made up to me. I'm sure he was scared. He is a kid. But, in all honesty, it's quite possible that he did read something on her phone. And I wonder if the TBI or the sheriff's departments even picked up those phones. I mean, I kind of feel like if they were involved in drugs, they probably had one phone for that and one phone for everything else. That's just my opinion. That's just where my head goes on that. But I am curious as to whether they have actually picked up that other cell phone. And who knows, Dawn may have another one too. And I would not doubt it one bit if it's not been discarded, if it had any kind of real information on it. Sad to say. But this little girl, I mean, you know, I'm going to get back to what I was originally talking about. I think Candus and Grandus need to be pulled in while Dawn's in jail and put the screws to them a little bit and see if they can get any information out of them. Okay, I had one more thing pop in my head. So let's just talk real briefly about Dawn, Sherfy, and Junior, Senior and Junior. Okay, Junior's charges are extremely serious. I mean, that's a child predator. And I cannot for the life of me, Senior being ex-law enforcement, military, jailer, whatever he was, how he's downplaying that. How is he downplaying that? His son had child pornography in his home on his computer. In what is going on around there? It makes no sense. If I just don't understand that mentality. It's like it's very downplayed in that area, and it's a sickness. It's a cancer that is just infecting the entire area. How is this okay? And why is it so many people are involved in this kind of thing? It is so disgusting. It's a baby. It's children, the most innocent. What is wrong with these people? Ugh. I just want Summer found. I want to know what happened. And I don't care if it's 1, 2, 10, 20 people that are involved. If anybody has hurt this baby, I want them to be under the jail. And I'm sure Dawn's a little bit scared right now being in jail with the accusations that have been floating around about what he's possibly done to his kids at home and what he's done to his stepsisters and all the other women that have come forward. You know, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's different in that jail, but I've always heard that pedophiles and things like that don't have it very easy in jail. This baby right here, this beautiful little blonde-headed girl deserves justice, and I'm praying to God that it comes soon. I hope the law will pull in Grandus and Candus. Like a real interrogation this time. Summer deserves that. No child should be made to feel like they're disposable or unimportant in life. I know I talked in circles in this video. I apologize. I hope y'all were able to follow everything I was trying to say. I am working on a lot of things. This is taking a little bit of time, but I will get back with you. I want to thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I'm very humbled. I really am. But I hope y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon.